Hey everyone, Rachel here with Rachelsuniquecrafts, and I have an order right in the middle of, making Christmas and fall and all the holiday decor, the crafts and all, and I get a phone call saying, hey, I need a flamingo wreath. So here we are. We're gonna make a flamingo wreath. Okay. This is 21-inch mesh, very pretty, and I have bought it to make a flamingo wreath. I already had the attachment. We'll be using this little guy. So I said, well, I might as well just get on and record it and let y'all see what I'm doing. So I made my own wreath frame. You can get these at a variety of different stores, including Dollar Tree, Dollar General, which is not a Dollar Tree. They carry all kind of higher dollar stuff. But Dollar General, Walmart, even some of the crafting places are starting to carry these. So let me move our little flamingo over. I like to use the tinsel ties, but I didn't have any color that I needed, so we're using pipe cleaners. We can make it work. This is our 21-inch mesh, and look, I don't know if you can tell by the camera or not, but this pink, it's a green mesh with pink like a foil in it. So that makes it, when it's foiled, it's kind of like shiny, less see-through. So this is the pattern. So the way I start my 21-inch mesh, I kind of fold it on the side, then I gather it and fold it again on this side and tuck it under. I start on the inside, twist and twist. Now, you don't have to do this step. I like a little security. I'm gonna take a zip tie here, and I'm gonna zip tie this baby in here. That way this mesh is not gonna come out for no reason unless you cut the zip tie. Okay, now we're gonna do our inside poofs first, and the reason that we're gonna do those first is because we're going over these pipe cleaners that are on the outside row to get to our inside row. So if we did our outside row first, we would have to bring this mesh over the outside layer to get to the middle, okay? So we don't want to do that because this mesh will grab on everything, it will pull, and then it's gonna mess everything up, okay? It just makes it a lot easier to go ahead and do the top layer first, and then, because see, if we was not folding this under, it's got like little, where the ends of the mesh are sticking out, just a tiny, tiny bit. That stuff grabs everything. So folding under does help. Now, I'm doing 8-inch poofs. after you get the first one poofed up, you can just about tell the next one and the next. So if you measure the first one, then you're usually good to go. Just kind of look at them and judge. And usually I usually already have this part done by the time I get on, but I did not have it already made, and I said, well, I'm just going to go ahead and start recording in case anyone wants to see how to do the 21-inch mesh on here. And because I needed to get this done, I said, well, I'm in the middle of doing Christmas orders and all that, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta make what people want to buy, you know, whether it's a birthday gift or whatever. If they're ready for a flamingo, we're gonna make a flamingo. That's what we're gonna give them. I have a piece of one of the strands coming loose here. All right, once I get here, I'm gonna go straight down and get my zip tie turned right first. You don't have to do this step, but I like everything in its right place. So we're going straight down, and then we're going to the nearest pipe cleaner, and we're going to start from there. Now on these, I have 6 poofs on top. I think we have 9 on bottom, if I'm not mistaken. Because usually there's about 15. And you see, I didn't have to measure this poof because, you know, it's kind of, you just kind of judge it. You can kind of look at them and tell. And you see, I'm keeping those edges turned under as I go. So that it doesn't snag. But see, if we was trying to go over these poofs to get into this intersection, listen, I ain't about all that fighting with that stuff. This stuff likes to fight bad enough with just doing it on the outside after it's already on the inside. So I'm just gonna go with it. Just go with it. I need a shirt that says just go with it. Just we're not lollygagging around, we're getting to it. We're just going with it. I like the colors of the pink and the green together. Hope everyone's having a great day. It's nighttime now when I'm filming this. I'm recording it on a Friday night. I did a Facebook Live and then I got finished with that, and so now I'm just filling orders, and I said I might as well be recording as I fill them. So usually Friday nights are late nights for me because I won't be getting up at no 5:30 or 6 o'clock. Well, I may tomorrow. I think my husband done warned me he's got to get up at 6 in the morning, so on a Saturday. That's usually my day that I get to sleep at least till about 7. And y'all, that's late for me, so. I guess we'll be getting up and getting at it tomorrow. I need to take a vacation just to catch up on orders and catch up on some crafts that everyone's requesting. I had a lady send me an email or message, and she wanted, she had seen a picture of a witch, and I'm going to be doing that, and I may even post that video before this one. So if it's already posted, then because I need to record it and get that done and get it up, because it's a Halloween craft. She wanted, she sent me a picture. She wanted to know if I could do the witch. I said, if I can find the materials going by the picture, I will do it. I like suggestions. I like ideas. And eventually, I hope to get to all of them. And if I haven't gotten to some, it's not because I don't want to. It's a time factor. So see how big and poofy that's getting to be. Turn this in just a little bit more. Okay, we got one more loop to make, or poof to make, maybe I should say. And we'll have our 21 inch mesh on. See how it snags everything? You imagine fighting with this stuff, going over the outside poofs, trying to get into the inside? Mm-mm. I ain't doing it, my friends. Nope. We're gonna make this easy. Okay. I'm gonna show y'all something. Because we got a good bit of this extra, I'm just running it around on this base Now, I don't always do this, but we've got a good bit extra, so why not? And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take it in here. I'm not going to pull it, you know, like tight, but I'm going to run it around the base. All it's going to do is give it more coverage, although you'd never see the wire frame. Sometimes I'll do it if I have extra, and that way it's just more coverage, I think. Makes it thicker, makes it a little heavier, which is probably not good for shipping, but this one's not going to be shipped. The lady lives probably, I thought I had a little bit left over from that. I don't know where it went. She lives a little less than 3 hours away, so she told me that she would come back and pick it up. So there it is. I said I'm good with that. You good with that? You see, we're just going in between here, and it's fighting me just doing that. I couldn't imagine doing the inside first and then doing the outside, or doing the outside first then doing the inside. See, I'm all backwards too. Maybe pulling, no, I think I'm making sure I didn't have my pipe cleaners just lollygagging in there. And see, we still got a good bit of this left, so and it's just added more coverage. It's going to make it look, you know, thicker. And you don't have to do that step. I don't do it every time. So now, cut that. Put a little piece of pipe cleaner on here to kind of hold that. I've got some bags somewhere. I think I got the bag. It came, well, it's coming apart. Let's just put it in this big bag here, so that it doesn't just snag on everything. I like to bag them back up, and then I'll save them. And if I have another roll that I have a piece off of, then you can piece them together. Okay, so I have a big base here. Now, that's a 15-inch frame. Now we're sitting at a little over 22 inches. Let's see. Yeah. Almost 22. I guess probably about a 22 and a 1/4. So we've already gotten bigger. All right. Now this is a fold. It's light pink and dark pink. See the stripes in it? This foil is like almost like little wires almost in it. Okay. All right. I'm making big rolls. Just like that. Now, these, I am going to do the outside first. I do just the opposite. Where y'all can see maybe and kind of see what I'm doing. Let me put that out there. So on these, I'm just making big rolls, big curls. So basically, you just get more coverage when you do the big curls versus the small curls. You got more color. It'll just stand out more. I'm just making big old rolls here. Put them in here and put them in this pipe cleaner and pull it tight and twist and twist. I twist twice. And I have some, oh, what do they call that? Tubing. Y'all. Words are hard. Words are hard. When I'm trying to think of words, that's when they want to escape my brain. They want to go somewhere else. But I have some tubing I didn't think about, but it's something that I might add into this one. Because this is a festive. These are my new glasses, and I see good out of them, but I cannot get them adjusted right, and they are driving me crazy. Just saying. And I'll tell you, usually I can adjust my glasses to get them, you know, right. I've adjusted and adjusted and adjusted. And I'm still about ready to throw them in the trash. I'm thinking I'm going to go back and get them to put that prescription in my old frames, and I don't know why I did not do that to begin with. So, but you know, when you have an eye doctor appointment, and I don't want this to get snagged. And you know, they dilate your eyes, and you're there, and so you get the new prescription. You know, and I knew that I was struggling and I was straining, so I knew that I needed a lot of stronger glasses. So, you know, it takes about 2 weeks to get them back. So I wanted to, you know, get them ordered that day. So, lesson is, for me, from here on out, I've got 2 sets of frames that I like, that I have. And from now on, I'm just gonna get new lens for the frames that I already have. It's just insurance paid all but $200, $212 or $221 or something like that on these. So my next set, you know, they only do that. They help you on your frames, basically, I guess. But the next set, if I don't wait a year, I have to pay for them all out of pocket. But it's gonna be worth it, because I have to push them up all the time. And I have a narrow bridge, and you push them up because they're falling, but they're too tight. Does that make sense? No. Then they're rubbing a sore above my ear. So I'm just having a time with these frames. So I'm ready to go order me some more and just pay for them and stop struggling with them. These things has been the worst glasses I've had ever. And I got them from the eye doctor place. I always get them from there. Never had issues with, I don't know if it's a different brand, I don't know, but so when y'all see me pushing my glasses up, just know I'm frustrated with those things. Y'all would hate to see me without them, because I'd be putting a wreath together backwards, upside down, inside out, and all the above. I don't want you up in there. Okay. This is our last one on the bottom. So that's, I think, 9. Let's see, there's 3, 6, 9. Yep. So there's 9 on bottom, and there's going to be 6 on top. I do love this foiled mesh here. This is the 10-inch mesh, and I cut it in 20-inch length poofs, or ruffles, whatever you want to call those little things. Cruffle, they're it's a roll on each end and a ruffle in the middle. twist it and twist it. It'll end up being, well, it already is, 24 inches. So your 15-inch frame will yield a 24-inch wreath. And usually mine are 8 to 10 inches thick. Unless you're making what they call a pancake wreath. But you can make them flat. Like my wreaths, like my hair. Poofy. Three more ruffles to go on the top here. And I think I cut more than what I needed. I think I cut 16 instead of 15. Some of the elevated wreath frames have 18 rolls. Okay. So this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Kind of clean up my desk a little bit. Got tree topper and words of heart, I told y'all. Unicorn wreath to finish. It's a bigger unicorn than I've ever made before, so the frame was bigger, larger. So I ran out of mesh. I thought I had 2 rolls of my white. I only have 1 roll of that particular kind. I've got more white, but this was a snowball with iridescent, kind of like a foil going through it. And I ran out, and the place I had ordered that from, out of stock. I looked everywhere. Finally, the place I least expected, Michael's, they had it. And I was like, what? So I ordered some. It's supposed to be delivered tomorrow. But there's a snowball white with silver in it. There's a snowball white with nothing in it, and then there's a snowball white with iridescent. Well, I had used the snowball white with iridescent, and finally found some. Okay, let me get this out of our way. Our way until we start to do a bow anyway. All right, so the ribbons I have cut is the green and white polka dots, the white and pink flamingo, and it's got little pink polka dots in it, and then this green and pink and white plaid. So the ribbons that I chose to have on here. Let's see. And I don't know if I cut enough or not. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm just kind of pulling them apart. They're gonna be pretty. And I may come back and put some of that tubing. Now, usually I will come back, not usually, I do, and fluff the ribbons again before I'm done, but I like to go ahead and get them kind of spread out anyway. So you can't even tell that we got that mesh going up under there. I'm trying to watch and make sure my flamingos don't get turned upside down. I'm trying to keep them where one flamingo on one tail is going up, the other one's coming down. Fourth one down here, so we're almost halfway around this little bug. Let's put it in and twist and twist. Okay, that's not good. Take that off. Mesh in my ring, so go figure. Okay. Let's see which way our flamingos go in here. I'm trying to think of the colors of the tubing that I have. Tubing just adds a little pizzazz to it, adds a little what would you call it? Whimsical, that's the word I'm looking for, y'all. Just adds a little whimsical to it. Told y'all words are hard, and it's late, and the brain got off of work many hours ago. So it's like, I clocked out at 4:30. Where are you at? Clocked out and left me to fend for myself, I guess. All right, we got 3 more, and we'll have the bottom done. Then we're gonna see what we're gonna do on top. She didn't want to, cheap wreath, but she wanted a cheaper wreath than what I usually make. She just wanted to make it as cost effective that we could, but she still wanted it to be pretty, so we're going to do the best we can. Okay. Oh, I have started listing some of my fake bags on Etsy. Now, sold one yesterday, shipped it today. The lady bought one of the pies, the pumpkin pie looking. I was kind of shocked because, you know, mostly what's in my shop is wreaths and stuff, wreaths and door hangers and floral arrangements. Now I got paint on me from my DIY a while ago. So I was kind of shocked that, you know, the fake bakes started selling. I don't have them all listed. Got the pies listed, so still, I was kind of excited. Okay, we got 3 tails left. Now I can make more tails if we need them. Let's see. Excuse me, y'all, just a minute. Thank you. I have to get me something to wet the whistle. Let me just switch sides here with the bow maker and the wreath so that y'all can kind of see what I'm doing. I mean, that is why I'm doing this, right? The lady that's getting this, her daughter, they live on the coast. So they live down by the water. I guess that's why she's wanting to, I guess she's about 2.5, well, it's 2.5 hours to the coast, so I guess that's why she's wanting a flamingo. Really? So I just knocked some ribbon tails on the floor. Okay, let's see. Y'all, I'm looking to see in my stash over here what other colors, because I feel like I'm going to need another color. And y'all, a new roll, that crease will never come out unless you go iron it. Ain't got no time for no ironing. So I see we're going to have tails under the flamingo for sure. Y'all, I don't know if y'all will see some tulle. If you'll hang on about 30 seconds, I will see if I can get some. I didn't even think about this beforehand. Y'all may hear a clatter and a clang. It's not clappers. It didn't fall on top of my head, y'all. Okay. I'm okay. I really want to see this before I get too far done. Because when we put the attachment on, the tubing needs to already be in there. And we're gonna have to put the Flamingo on after the tubing. So we really need to go ahead and get if we're gonna use the tubing, we need to go ahead and get it in there. This ribbon has wire in it, and sometimes the wire will grab a hold of the other ribbon. Okay. Y'all, every time I deal with mesh, burlap, jute, I deal with anything, my nose itches. It'll take a little longer to put the tubing in, but I will show you what a difference it makes. How much prettier. And it is called Deco Flex Tubing. That's what it's called. I think by doing this, it's gonna pull out this darker pink that's in this mesh, instead of it just being one color pink and one color. See how pretty and full, vibrant that looks already? My nose is tickled, y'all. So, let's see. Let's get one end. Untie this end. And see what we can do here. Okay, so I like to come out about an inch on each end and leave it hanging so that, you know, if it happens to move any little bit in the pipe cleaner, that it doesn't come unraveled, okay? And it doesn't come loose from there. So that is about, it's longer than the other one. No, there it is. They're about 24 inches. Okay, so I'm going to come in from about an inch, make my loop. So I guess that's going to be close to about a 6-inch loop. Maybe about a 5 because we're leaving an inch on each end. So probably about a 5, be 10, 20, about a 5.5-inch loop. So let's go ahead and get it in the middle. Make sure I'm in the camera here so y'all can. Now, y'all don't think that I just wasn't prepared tonight on this one or today. But I'm getting some tulle now. And I'll show you what we're gonna do. This just adds different textures. It adds different elements. So you see right here, you got your ribbon, you got your tubing. You see that pipe cleaner? It's not pretty. It's not. So here's what I like to do. And I did learn this from Melly Mel on Facebook. She makes pancake wreaths, which means they're flat. You take a piece of tulle, I got 10 inches. You wrap it around 2 fingers. So, just like this. Then I'm gonna slide this down on my pipe cleaner, and I'll raise it up and show you. So I'm gonna slide this down. I'm gonna twist. I used to watch Melly Mel a lot. I don't get to watch her as much. Haven't watched her in a while because I stay so busy. When you're doing your own little thing, you don't have much time to watch everybody else. All right, now I'm going to show y'all what that does. So it's got a loop and then it's got 2 ends. And it's right there. So you don't see the pipe cleaner anymore. You see a little, like a little loop of tulle there. And it camouflages it and you don't see it no more. So I cut about 10 inches. Take it and do kind of like a breast cancer loop. And I forgot my tool on that one. Not my tool, my tubing. It's close. So we've got our little bow tie of our tubing, and this, it takes a little longer, but you got a wreath now that is more beautiful. It's got more texture. It's whimsical. snip it. And then I'm turning that pipe cleaner down up under that ribbon. And now all you see is that little tool there. And it makes a world of difference in how your wreath looks. And when you're measuring this tubing out, it stretches. So I try to make sure that it's kind of relaxed when I cut it. If not, then when you start to put it in there, and I think I got that one a little long, it was too relaxed. Because if you stretch it out and measure it, it's going to be too short. But I would rather get it a little longer and have to trim it a little bit than get it too short. So I'm going to get these 3 in here and I'm going to raise it up and show you. I do have a trash can over there, y'all. I'm not throwing my stuff on my scraps on the floor. I want to see my penguin ribbons for sure. So I'm going to raise this up, and just imagine when I get through with the whole wreath, but look in the center. See my hand. How the tubing and the tool, and how it just makes it so much prettier. And that brings out that darker pink color. So then, by doing that, I can bring in this pink and it won't clash with it. It won't be, you know, just singled out and that'd be the only thing that has that color in it, because now the tubing's gonna have that color in it, and it brings it out from that mesh. Because before, see, by the time you get the ribbons on, it's hard to see, but once you put it in the tubing, it kind of brings it forward. Does that make sense? So this takes a little time. If you don't want step-by-step instructions, you can click your screen if you're on a phone, on your phone, tap it and it goes 10 seconds forward, or you can kind of move your little dowel. If not, you can just hang out. That way, everybody that wants a tutorial gets it. And if you don't want to watch the step-by-step, you can fast forward and you get it. I'm trying to think where I got this tubing from. I can't remember if it was Deco Exchange. I have an affiliate link in the description for Deco Exchange. They have ribbons, the Easy Bow Maker, And if they are they could be out of stock, but they carry them. Okay. I'm talking about out of stock of the Easy Bow Makers. So if you need an Easy Bow Maker, they do carry them. They carry a little bit of fake bake stuff, a little supplies. They carry ribbons, wreath frames when they're in stock. Supplies has been hard for us to get as of late. Hopefully, virus stuff ever gets over, we'll get the world straightened back out. Whimsical in here. And we could go around and put all of our tubing in first and come back and do our tool. But I'm just doing it as I go. This one just got, there we go. It was forming a knot. So we're basically doing 2 foot, 4 inches on each little ribbon tails. Y'all know me, my words are hard. Y'all probably think I'm a dingy. And I probably am, but I do medical billing for a day job. Used to have, fun fact, everybody probably doesn't know, I used to have a used car lot. I was the owner. We did our own financing. We was a buy here, pay here. I would go to the auction, check out cars, do the bidding, get them, bring them back. Take them to the mechanic if anything was wrong with them. Tell them what I needed. I did all the paperwork. I'm one of those people that probably would call jack of all trades, a master of none. Probably me. Probably me. I loved going to the car auctions and bidding, checking out the cars and bidding on them and all that fun stuff. Did that for about 11 years. It was fun. you to get tangled. Let's measure. Just 2 loops. Pinch them in the middle. We don't like but a few more. Again, I'm trying to decide, do I need 1? And I'm just steadily over here twisting this thing. 1 or 2 bows on this one. We'll see. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3 left. So it's not going to take too long, but it makes a world of difference, I think, in the look of it. I just love the little tubing. I'm glad I thought about that before I got finished with it. Sorry y'all I had to leave the screen. But that was the only way to get it I didn't think about it. I just twist them, and then I take them and I just turn it under that ribbon and mash it, crimp it, so that the pipe cleaner is up under the ribbon now, and then I spread out a piece of fuzz from the pipe cleaner. So then you cannot see the pipe cleaner, because once it's done there, I fold it back up under the ribbon. And I guess y'all could see better if I'd move stuff out of y'all's way. So, putting the tool, I'm at the tubing down in there, twisting. Take the tool, see if y'all, and where it, at the bottom where it crosses, the 2 tails cross right here from the loop, you know, see? Then I take that on one of the little pipe cleaner, push it down, and then I'm twisting, push it all the way down, and I twist my pipe cleaner. I'm only going to leave about, I don't know, about 1 inch. Then I'm going to take it and I'm going to fold it just under the ribbons, and I crimp it. And that's how I want my ribbons, so that the flamingo is standing up and that you see all 3 ribbons. And now you're seeing the tubing, and now you see this tool, and there's no ugly pipe cleaner no more. It's gone. We hit it. It's one of those, you know, extra steps that makes a big difference in your wreath. When you've got one that's fun and whimsical like this, and you can do that. Now, I just made a gold and black wreath. I would not have done the tubing on it. I didn't even do the tulle on it. Some of them, it had, I know why I didn't. I had the gold tinsel ties on it. So when you have tinsel ties, they're thicker than these pipe cleaners. They're prettier. So you don't need to try to hide them, because they give you another texture, and they give you an element that, you know, looks good. These little pipe cleaners don't look good, okay? So, all right, that was the last one. So I'm folding it up under there and crimping it. It's not gonna come out. And then I just pull apart the little loop, you know, so it kind of looks like a little bow. Kind of looks, you know, it's the center of a bow. And it's fun and it's whimsical. Now, it's got more sparkle to it. So, we're going to keep this out just in case. There's my double pipe cleaner that we're going to do our bow with. Let's get some wire here. And y'all will be proud of me. I haven't gotten it in yet, but I ordered thicker. I did order me one of those weaving big plastic needles so that I can thread my wire, but now this is a thick, heavy wire, okay? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna stick him. He's like a stuffed animal almost. And this is a very heavy wire. I don't even know what gauge it is. I've done tossed my thing from my package. But you see, this wire is not flimsy at all. It's standing up. So I poked it through, and now I don't want to go down. I don't want my wire going down in the center there. I want it on these poops. And see, that'll tell you how stiff these wires are, because I hear it hitting my table. This one, it went sideways, but it's going now. I like these wires because they went straight through and no problem. They were not flimsy like some of them other ones. Now if I wanted to, and I may, it depends, you can stick a wire through here. Show you what I'm talking about. So we got him attached, okay? Her, him, whatever. You know, if you wanted to, you could arrange the feet, the legs, every how. You know. So, that's an option. I'm debating whether to put a little bow and a big bow, or just one big bow and putting another tail up here. Oh, the decisions. Okay. I've been talking and so long and been off. Excuse me. With the whistle again, because I'm getting kind of dry. All right. Let's get her done. Let's do a 10-inch tail. Wanting to, let's see if you'll work better like that. Let's do a 7-inch loop, and we're gonna gather and twist and sharp. You know. I like polka dots. Okay, I want to make my tails the same. We did one loop on each side. So our next ribbon, I'm gonna do 2 loops. And I'm coming in about a 1/2 inch shorter on my loops. All right, this time I'm gonna do 2 loops. Twist. Now we're getting on up to where, see how the little pegs, they kind of go out? I like for my ribbons to feel tight to me and to feel like they're not gonna unravel. So that's why I kind of like them to be secured down there with that little clothespin. Okay. I need to go ahead and get me a tail cut. And I cut my tails about 13.5 inches this time. All right, so we've used those. Now we're going to use our Flamingo. All right. Because I don't want him upside down. I'm going to loop him before I put him in there. Up and over. All right. He's got one tail. Can I cut more ribbon, y'all? It's going everywhere. All right, so I've cut a cheater tail. And so I'm gonna go in about probably, what is that, an inch, 2 inches? 2 inches. And put it right there. Now I'm gonna take this one and set it on top. And you're never gonna know it. Now, that loop is that's not gonna help, is it? I need to pull it just a tad. I'm not wanting hardly no smaller than those because it's gonna lay in between them. And it's my main focal point. It's the Flamingo, so now let's throw our green. Let's see, I needed another one of these also. While I'm cutting. Might as well get these cut. We needed one more. Set of tails, I think. Maybe two, but I know for sure one. Okay, so the green stripe, or the green stripe, listen at me, green polka dots, we're going to run smaller, shorter. And I want these to lay on each side of my main ribbon. Now I need to make sure they're about the same height. I'm going to spread them out now. So I want to be able to see all those layers. now, because we used all this dark tubing, we got dark in the 10-inch mesh, I feel better about using this darker pink on top. Because if the only place that you used it was one place, it probably wouldn't look too good. But since we're carrying it, we're pulling it from the bottom up, I like it. I like it like that. I do. Okay. Now then, we're going to turn this, take our clothespin off, gonna position my fingers. Okay, so I have my thumb right here, I have my forefinger right here, my pointer finger right here, and then I have my next two fingers supporting the ribbons underneath. All right. So, see how I have them? I have these two fingers on each side of where the pegs were. So now I'm going to take my zip tie. I'm putting it right through here, through my two fingers on both sides. So I got a finger on each side, and I got a finger on each side. I'm going to wrap it around and feed it through. You're in my way. I scooted my thumb over to hold that so it didn't get undone. Alright, so now I've got it pulled snug, but not tight. So now I'm going to take this middle hoop and I'm putting my thumb inside of it, mashing it down to hold that zip tie. Now I'm going to go ahead and kind of position my tails, bringing them back around to the front because they've been kind of spread out there. And so now I want to bring these tails down. All right, now I want to position these ribbons, these little loops on this side, just to kind of get them kind of where they're going to lay. And then I'm going to go over here and fluff these out. You know, spread out the twos. Make sure the one is in the middle and the twos is on the side. I've got my pipe cleaners right here. I'm going to twist them. Okay. So now I can pull that pipe, that zip tie as tight as it'll go, and then I'm going to take these wire cutters and grip it, and pull tight as I can get it. Snip it off, and look at there. And so see, you're gonna be, your eye is gonna start back here, and it's gonna bounce off of here into here, and then your greens, and then this middle loop is gonna hide the mechanics. It's gonna hide that zip tie, just like our tool done right here. So now, we're gonna come right here, and I'm gonna put this through this poof. And then I'm gonna bring this one through this poof. Now, if you need to put your bow somewhere and it's on a sunk in place and you just can't get it to to stand up like you want it to. Get you a piece of your 10-inch mesh. Get you a strip of it and roll it up and put it up under your bow. And it's gonna make your bow salute and stand up. So, all right. Now then, we're going to start at the back and we're going to dovetail. And what we do to get a dovetail, see that V? I fold it and go from the center out to the edge. All right, then I'm going to come up and we're going to come a little shorter and cut the next one. Now we've got our flamingo. And we've got our green. And now our pink. Now if you want some more fun in your bow, look, to fluff your ribbons, you just do it just like that. And they will fluff up. I want to see all my tails. This is the center one, so you can take, you don't have to do this. I think it just adds a little bit more character to it. Right, let's put our last set of tails in there because I got one. You wouldn't have to put it in there, but I don't like no naked spot. And it's just got a little tiny naked spot over here. I'm telling these ribbon tails. Fold them in half, take them from the inside fold out. Fold them in half, get the center, pinch them in the middle. And put it down here. Okay. to put my fingers and kind of poof my loops out so they're not mashed flat. Oh goodness, y'all. It's late. It's late. Hold on. Oh, excuse me. I sneezed into my elbow, y'all. That's a good thing to do. So nothing goes all over. Okay, let's get one more set of our tubing here. So we didn't even use a whole pack of those. Didn't even use half of a pack, hardly. Now they were about $7 a pack, so this is how much you got left of half of a pack. So, go figure. But it makes the wreath look so much better. So much more fun and festive and all right, a thing of tulle here. And I think we're almost done. If you hung out to the end, I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone that watches, and if you like my videos, please consider subscribing and following and hit that bell so that you're notified every time I upload a video. I've done good getting videos up every other day, and as long as I'm able to, I will continue to do that. So I appreciate all the love and support. Love, love, love making crafts. Love sharing my videos and getting to chit chat with y'all. And a lot of you comment and say nice things, and I appreciate that so very much. We've had some ribbons in the past, but we are not going to dwell on the few bad eggs. I am definitely wanting y'all listen, my flamingo ribbons showing. Okay, so now we only had 2. So we did 4, so there's only 2 ruffles that we did not put ribbons in. And it's because they're under the bow. The bow is covering them. So looky here, isn't that precious? And I'm gonna leave his legs dangling. Let me see what he looks like. Oh yes, he is cutie. A cutie patootie. And then if they decide they want the legs in a certain position, I will message her pictures. Then we'll do that. If not, I'm gonna leave them like they are. I think it's pretty. It's whimsical. It screams summer. They live on the beach, or close to the beach. I don't know exactly if they're actually on the beach, but they're on the coast. So I think he's cute. Her, him, her. So I may raise him up a little bit. I'll probably stick a little wire through here to hold his head up. Maybe right through there. 'Cause I don't want him to dangle down. I want him to I'm not going to put it where you can see it either. And I think this was my last Flamingo attachment. So I'm going to have to, probably won't find none before summer or before spring. They start getting spring supplies in. I might can find some. Okay, we're gonna attach his right there at the base of his neck, just so that I don't want him wobbling out and I've got my wires through there. I'm just trying to get one on one side of the frame and one on the other side of the frame. This way, because I'm sure they have windy area down there, and we don't want any. Well, I ended up with this on the same. It's got like 4 wires on the frame. I'm trying to get one on one side, one on the other side, so I can tie it. Feed it back through. Now then, yeah. Now then, his head doesn't dangle out. See? Give him the shape test. So, I'm happy with that now. I love it. I love all the shininess of the green and the pink. I'll try to hold it up. Let me get this out of the way. Y'all, it's backwards for me so that it's right for y'all. Find this other bow. There we go. Now, these things are kind of facing sideways. It's throwing me off. They need to be hanging down straight. Okay, there we go. But the little, the tools and the tubing just sets it off to me. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching to the end if you did. And I appreciate it. If y'all want to share the video, you're welcome to. It helps me out. So, until next time, get to crafting. Make something beautiful. You can go share it on my, if you make crafts or make anything, go share pictures over there on Facebook. Rachel's Unique Crafts VIP. You can share the crafts that you make. It's not a selling page. It's just for us to share crafts that we make. And, you know, let everybody ooh and ah and have fun, okay? So, thank you all. Remember, I love you all. And until next time, get to crafting and make something beautiful and be happy. See y'all next time. Thank y'all so very much. Bye-bye. It's a long way around here, y'all. Here I am.